Namaste. Happy new moon. Welcome, welcome, beloveds. Nana Kasha here. Please join me at nanakasha.com. We have all kinds of amazing new things happening, sacred things happening. Live your life in a sacred way, please, please. So,
My boss thought I worked all weekend, but I just
don't know
stopped using
what's going
ChatGPT
on.
like a toy
Hang
and do this
on.
instead.
What's going on? What the hell is that? Oh, okay. All right. There was another browser open with another thing open and some YouTube channel started playing an ad. Okay, good. So, welcome. And we've got the new moon and we're in it. It's not peaking right now, but that's one thing I love about doing these. When spirit calls to do them before 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or to do them on because the energies are different. However, we are in that new moon portal. You have been in it. So we're going to do a fire ceremony today. So if you can create a sacred space around you, put your altar, your crystals, light your candles, but we're going to light a candle. So I would like it if you had a candle and you can bring a stick, if you have stick incense like this. And when it's done, there's this little stick left here. I save these. And then you can use it today. You can burn that little stick in a candle as an example of putting some intention, burning something from the past. You could use the incense. If you have some leaves or, I don't want to say potpourri, but we make herbal things that we burn, copal and rosemary and chamomile and all sage and, different kinds of things. So I would like it if you had something to burn. And then I would like it if you had a candle. If you can't, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. You can tune into our fire. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is you can't see my altar. I may change that if I can figure out how to turn this off. I have a candle lit. I have a lot of priestesses that have gathered. This is a feminine fire ceremony, and there's reasons why that's what Spirit said to do. So, as you know, with me, the most important thing is to make sure that you are listening to your own inner guidance, that you are every day and every moment doing something to where you're interrupting your old patterns, you're changing and substituting the negative beliefs, the negative feelings. Don't sit and stare at the challenges of the world and try to figure out how this is ever going to happen. Don't sit and look at it all and say, oh, it's just getting worse and worse and it's so challenging right now. You are literally reporting it, therefore choosing it. You just voted for it and you just gave it energy. I know it's very hard habit to break, but it is the most powerful thing I can tell you to do. And if you are understanding the energies right now, fast, 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 step outside, create your own boundaries without boundaries that limit you. Get out. Fire ceremonies are purification. Leo is a fire sign. We are in Leo. We've got a Leo new moon, and we're going into the lion's gate. Lots of lion energy, right? So we're going to be drawing on all of the lion energy, all of the cat energy, all of the energy of what it means etherically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. What does it mean in ancient Egypt? What does it mean in ancient Maya? What does it mean in current animal communication, energy healing schools? Okay. Goddess schools. Okay. There's all forms of and layers to the meaning, essence, medicine, and information of everything. You have a light body. It is filled with all these bodies, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, and so on. Those bodies are full of all kinds of light structures that are made from beliefs, they're made from vows, they're made from mindsets, they're made from agreements. Everything is an agreement, or it would not be in your reality. So the purpose of Ho'oponopono, if you're not familiar with that, it's a Hawaiian shamanic practice. Very simple, easy to understand and to learn, but very deep. And when you work with it, you start to understand a deeper level, because what you're doing is you're speaking to the essence, you're speaking to yourself on other levels. You might be speaking to the you that shut down speaking up in the past, that were ridiculed at school for asking questions, and you still don't ask questions now. Maybe that part of you is just dying to go and you're full of terror. You're full of fear of being criticized. And then you start getting criticized and then you go back into your pattern. This is the purpose of fire, is to ignite your soul, is to remind you of the pure, transformational, transmutational, and transfigurational power of fire. Leo is a fascinating sign because its energy, its ruler is the sun. So we are in Leo as a embodiment of a very bright, shining essence. This is a fire sign that stands up and is a bonfire like this. This isn't a little candle. This isn't, and don't worry about lighting your candle. I'm not telling you to go make a bonfire. The difference, I'm Sagittarius with a Leo rising, so I'm both of these kinds of fire. Sagittarius is a very different kind of fire. It's flash fires. It's up, it's down, it's over here, it's running, it's wanting air, it's wanting movement, it wants to grow, it wants to go down. And then you have Aries, okay? And Aries is a steady fire. It's Leo, it's 11:11. Leo is the embodiment, and this is a very important energy to tune into this entire month. We are in the Leo energy. We are in the sun is ruling this entire month. The Lion's Gate opens up very rare and unusual energies this year more than ever. And there's a show with Donna Stellhorn here. You have to watch it. I think we called it Unprecedented Astrology Events, but she talks about this. It's coming up the first week and a half or so of August. It's extremely intense, extremely rare. So in terms of spiritual weather reports, this is your warning. Watch that show. In fact, I'll remember to tell Donna to include that in the replay email just to help remind you. And we could even put it down here below, because she shares all what these energies are. And what I always do with her is we're not looking at it out of fear. We're not looking at it out of fate. We're looking at it out of destiny. This is the destination to my purpose. This is the path I've been given. Okay, this is what's happening. What's my best path through this? How do I use this energy to enhance things, to release things? How do I manage it? How do I learn from it? Whatever, every aspect of what's happening. So we don't determine, oh, I wish this was perfect. I wish this was a perfect day at the beach. It's too windy. You just say, it's a windy day at the beach. What's the best thing to do at a windy day at the beach? What is this support? What does this change? What does this offer? Is there an energy that gives you a sense? Now the fire energy is also solar energy, because the sun is more than fire. The sun is our life force. It's the gold ray. It's golden spiritual sunlight. It's a whole bunch more things. It's a portal through which other light that's not just what we see with our eyes. Many, 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 many layers and dimensions of sunlight all have a different frequency. You know, there's plants that need direct sunlight and plants that will die in direct sunlight. They don't take the same thing from the offer of the sunlight. The sun is light that is complete consciousness of love, forgiveness, acceptance, transcendence. There's nothing there. It's just a purification. Fire purifies, and it's the purest of the elements because you can't pollute fire. It just burns it away and ends up as ashes. You can pollute water, you can pollute the earth, and you can pollute the air. So elemental wise, if you work with the elementals, and please do, and if you talk to the celestials, please do. And if you want another thing, I'm going to start sharing more of what I've been learning about the Maya day signs, the sacred day signs, just unbelievable depth in the amount of juicy information, empowering ideas, experiences all around us. We live in abundance and we have it at our fingertips. It's just overwhelming. It requires discernment. I request that as you enter the sacred space, keep coming deeper in. Get your supplies with you, like we talked about. Bring a candle, bring something to burn, incense, a little stick, leaves. And I'm going to go in, and we're going to go into our ceremony very organically. So you want to be ready now. I never know when Spirit's going to talk. It's very important to me that you listen to your inner voice. It's very important to the world. It's very important to your promise to the entire universe. Okay, you made a promise when you came here that you would use your power, that you would use your body, that you would use your memory, that you would remember, that you would wake up. And now this energy is wake up energy. So you don't go get caught up in why is it falling apart and why isn't it different, or that's terrible, or this is challenging. You say, oh, it's happening. Awesome. And it's falling apart, so I don't have to find my way through the darkness. Whatever is changing and shifting and falling apart in any level of our culture, it is a liberation, it is an opportunity, it is an enlightenment. So offer it to the fire, offer your thanks, offer your, what the Ho'oponopono says is thank you, I love you, forgive me, I'm sorry. So you can go very deep on each of those. That's the simplicity of it. I resisted I'm sorry because I had a spiritual teacher teach me once that was affirming something about me. Sorry, like pathetic. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so pathetic. And I never thought that. That was never my intention. Though that container of that word never carried that energy for me until she said that. And I went, oh my gosh. And I practiced not saying it. However, in reality, for me, that was not what that word was doing in my reality. And I later readopted it for this process, but I also learned something else. She did tell me something very valuable. She said, just look at it at a different perspective. If you're late, don't come in the door and say, I'm sorry. If you're late, come in the door and say, please forgive me. Ask them to do something for you instead of trying to put out some kind of energy that says, I'm not good enough, I failed, instead invite them or say, I apologize. I'm very happy to be here, or don't say anything and slip in and say it later. So there's value in every lesson, and the fire purifies. It may look like it burns everything to the ground. It may look like it burns everything into ashes, but it doesn't, because ashes are one of the most wonderful fertilizers. If you've ever been a gardener, ashes of different kinds of things is often mixed into fertilizer, very, very powerful for growing, for feeding. Everything we've been that we think is bad, everything that's happening that you might perceive as traumatic or challenging or difficult, it is simply what it is. You give it meaning, you give it a story, you assign a quality or a state to it. This is terrible, this is challenging, this is great. To me, everything's falling apart and it's exactly what's supposed to happen. And I knew I wasn't going to get to say how it should fall apart. And I also knew that I was going to get to say, oh, thank you. Wonderful. We're here. We're at the transformation. We're finally here. I'm ready. I've been preparing for this my whole life. It means I get to move faster in my spiritual growth. It means I get to go deeper, higher. I get to be supported by the energies all around me. The fire is the first point of entry. There's some very interesting things going on. I want to talk about the fire. I want to talk about the idea that we have fire, fear, bred into us. Yet fire is truly what makes life possible on this planet. We need air and we need water. I'm not saying that we don't. And if there was no earth, we would have no body to be in. So everyone is equally important. But then life in a body on this planet without fire sucks. Okay. Fire is alchemy, transformation, and it produces what? All kinds of energies. So I want you to now, as you're coming into this moment, I want you to think about the fact that you are burning something. You see it. There's a little fire there. The fire I've got right here. And this is the shop deck, and that's where you go get the intuition class. It starts on Friday. You need to be there. I'm not going to say much more else about it. It is absolutely mind-blowing what is going to happen because of these energies, because of the Lionsgate, because of this new moon, because of the shedding, because you are not the person you were even a week ago, but you certainly weren't the person you were a year ago. And in order for you to know the channels that are going to come forward for you, is a very powerful thing. And I will be doing some readings with individuals in it while everyone's doing it as well to help you amplify. Now, the fire purifies by burning something and completely eliminating its shape, its form. All the energies that go into creating, I am going to okay. I'm tuning into what I'm going to visualize in the fire. So I'm going to talk about a big bundle of sage. I had one recently and burned the whole thing at the top of a pyramid. It was epic and awesome beyond belief. I would start a fire and I would light so much of this copal and sage and Palo Santo. Something else was with me a lot. And then I would put that all around me where I was sitting, and it was coming up around me like this. So if you want to have a really beautiful fire ceremony, create a sacred space, go to a sacred space. Be safe, okay? Don't light anything on fire, including yourself. I want to give you an offer, one very powerful magical tool that creates an incredible essence, opens doorways to abundance, is cinnamon. And you can get these giant sticks of cinnamon, big ones. And a few years ago, we did a ceremony online with Christian where we made our own herb bundles, smudge bundles, and we tied them and everything. And I've run out of mine, but it was amazing. And so I have a lot of those. And we put that in the center, and then we put the copal inside of it. So the center was the copal and this big stick of cinnamon. And then around that, we were wrapping different herbs and rose petals and so on and so on. And that cinnamon didn't light very well in a stick like that because it wasn't sitting in a consistent fire because it's very hard. And I have a lot of these, and they've been telling me that they need to go to ceremony. They need to be part of my gifts to the spirit world when I go to do fire ceremony and I go to do my ceremonies in sacred places. And last week was very profound with the Wayab, the 5 nameless days to end the year and the Mayan New Year and the zenith of the sun. It was so good. So what happened was really cool though, because I just light the incense and let the flames, and it keeps lighting itself and going up. And then I lay the Palo Santo, and then I don't have anything else generating fire. And then I laid that cinnamon stick on it. And if it stays in the fire, in the flame long enough, it caught on fire, but it's going to need a sustained fire. So if you have a fire pit or you have something else that you want to do that, you could do it in your fireplace in your house, and the cinnamon the aroma, the essence of the cinnamon, and the abundance and the luxury and the richness and the healing and there's a lot of medicine in there. So that's a wonderful thing to burn. Do a fire ceremony once a week, once a month minimum. Do it in the new moon. Do it on other profound times for the Lion's Gate. It is always then opening a portal to transmutation of old energies you don't need anymore. You don't go into a fire ceremony to stay the same. You don't go into a fire ceremony the same way you would go into an earth ceremony or one that had more earthing energies, like planting seeds is the normal thing we do on the new moon. And so what Spirit said, what the priestesses said, is that as the wisdom is rising in us, we are the priestesses. We are them. We are the sacred women who are in a body to use our mind, our tongues, our hands, our wisdom to bring the goddess energy in, to bring the higher wisdom in. We have to be the ones to do it through us, not stand there waiting for the goddess, God, and other energies to do it for us. When we go into sacred fire ceremony, keep in mind there's 3 elements that are key. You go in with gratitude. You go in with willingness. That means you're surrendering. I'm ready and willing for the highest good. That means you're not going to be resisting. You're not going to be holding back. You're not going to bring all your doubts. These simple words give you commands that you can use like that for your ceremony without going into a whole lot of like 20 minutes of writing down a statement. I want you to do your ceremonies, even if it's just with a candle, and give yourself, if you've just been through something intense, if you're about to go into something intense, if you want presence, if you want to remember your voice, if you want to say, I got to go have this difficult conversation, I need to remember my value, I need to remember my boundaries, I need to remember that I am I am this. You come to the fire ceremony ready to let go, ready to let whatever is burn away, because then you rise from the ashes. You are fed by what has been burned. The energy of fire is to purify, to transfigure, that's shapeshift. So I want you to see a log. I want you to see a bundle. Okay, we're going to use a big sage bundle. And I'm going to place it there on the fire. And I want you to start to tune into it. It's here in the center of our circle. We're inside of the infinity healing chamber. The gold and silver cone temple of light is above us, below us, perfect mirror. We're between the worlds. We're surrounded with the all-seeing eye. We're connected to every possible thing we could ever need and require. We're fully activating our light body so that we can be here now, be here now, be here now. And together we're going to take a breath in. I enter this sacred space in reverence, open heart and open mind. Blow the breath out into the sacred space. With the breath, it begins to appear to you. I am here for a sacred fire ceremony. I am here to meet with the fire of Leo, the fire of the sun, the fire of the priestesses, of any or all lineages that are relevant to my highest good, to my re-empowerment, to my voice. I accept that my senses are ready to come alive. I'm ready to receive and release drama, pain, fear, blocks, ideas, nourishment. Everything is blended within, and I offer it all to the fire. Now I want you to look at that bundle. If you were staring and standing next to it, what's the first sense that you get from that big bundle of white sage sitting on the fire, starting to burn? Do you hear a crackle pop as it starts? Do you hear the flame start to hiss, start to reach, start to release moisture from some of the leaves? Do you feel the heat? The heat. the heat. This is another part of that sage, of the energies that came together to form that sage. It's full of heat, and now it's expressing. Are you seeing the glow as the leaves start to spark and catch fire and the tips are turning red, orange, yellow, and gold? That's another energy, another essence that's been living inside of those leaves. The color, the sound, the light. Now, what about the smell? What about the aroma? Now those leaves have caught fire. Now they're rising up. Now your senses are coming alive. You can smell that white sage. You can smell perhaps your fire has different herbs. It is wafting up. It is just moving over you, almost like touching your skin. It is so palpable. That's another essence of this beautiful divine being, the deva, the soul, the essence of the white sage. I continue to stand there. What other things do you feel? It is speaking. It is being released from being sage, from being a leaf, from being a tree, from being dried, from being new, from being a sprout, from growing, from forming a leaf, from taking in the sun. It is being released from that identity. It can no longer be a tree. It can no longer be a leaf. It can no longer do any of that. Its identity is disappearing. Its world is disappearing. How it lives, what it does, what it knows how to do. It doesn't exist. Its life is falling apart, just like yours, just like our economy, just like our politics, just like our schools, just like everything. It's losing its form because its usefulness is over. It has no more life force. It has no more to teach us. It has no more, and it can be released into the fire, surrendered, choosing to be burned away, because there is no pain in this fire. There's freedom. The old fears of fire, the old fears of being burned at the stake if you were different, if you were gifted, if you were spiritual, if you were a healer, the old days of being a woman and being limited, being judged, being controlled, being owned, the old days of seeing each other with fear, turning each other in. We're burning it all, and we enter the fire, but we're not being burned. We are entering the fire with intent, with desire, with choice. Just like that beautiful sage has now released all identity with what it was, its shape, its purpose, how it ate, how it lived. And gently and softly, it surrenders its essence into the earth. And there's just the ashes there. Everything else has been purified, released, surrendered. All other stories of who you were, all other identities, all other masks, all other timelines. This is pure freedom. In the depth of the new moon, there is tension here. All the energies are vying. The retrogrades are pulling. Eris, the goddess of discord, she's poking you. Don't get placid. Don't surrender into this new moon darkness and think you're safe. Be here. You are releasing. And that means powers are available to you. And if you stay comfortable, we can't lead you to them. If you stay in your familiar, the fire cannot burn away what you no longer need. This is the moment. This is the time. Surrender it now. Be like me. Let your whole body, your identity, your aura, your mindset, who you think you are, what you think is true about money, what do you think is true about your car, what do you think is true about what you can afford, where money comes from, can you have what you want, can you go on a spiritual retreat, are you going to be allowed, is the world going to be here, what if this problem, what if that problem? Put it in the fire, put it in the fire, offer it to the fire, offer it to the fire. Let it gather up within you, around you. Feel as if you're holding the most abundant basket full of all of this. And also all your desires, all your wants, all your visions. Ooh, yes. Pluto and Saturn, Uranus. We're playing a game with the big energies. This is a gathering of big, big energies. And when they come to the sacred fire and they say, step into the fire, let go of your identity, let yourself burn to ashes, sink deep into the earth and see what happens. The choice is yours. You can hang on to the old world, or you can recognize that the world is here to serve you. The world is a reflection of you. That if you don't choose, it won't change. If you keep choosing the same thing, it won't change. If you keep empowering those you don't like, if you don't set your boundaries, if you don't get your ducks in order, if you don't find things that need to die and let them die and accept the old is over. I die to my poverty. I die to using my powers and myself and my worth and my fears and my beliefs and everything. I die to the ones that hold me back, that have me working against myself, that have me confirming poverty consciousness, keeping me stuck, keeping me from my soul's purpose, keeping me from financial abundance, pouring to me through my spiritual path, through my powers, through my path, through my purpose, through my joy, through my harmony. I have been misled and I see it now. I offer it all, what I thought I wanted, what I know I don't want. Now the energies have very deep, deep messages for you. Lay down in the fire, walk into the fire, sit in the fire. Do not fear the fire. Be like the beautiful dragonfly that goes into a candle and you see later that it died. Do not pity that, because that being was so strong, so sure, so true, that it wanted to be one with the fire, with the light, with the frequency of a much higher state of consciousness, that it went in fully surrendered, ready to let go, trusting that the fire would take care of it, would purify it, would transmute, transfigure, and transform. And then, from what was left, pure, blended into the earth, the mother, the divine love, grow once again. Lay down in the fire, walk into the fire, sit in the fire, do not leave. If old fears are coming up, let them, because they do not own you anymore. This is your declaration of power. The fire priestesses, the ancient Maya, the Celts, the Egyptians, the Greeks, and all the native cultures have gathered. The grandmothers are here. They are weaving a new tapestry. They want to know, are you willing to be a part of it? Because you can't bring your fear. You can't say, I can't control it. You can't deny that you're a master of light. You can't walk away from your light and your power anymore, because in the fire, it will be revealed. You will not be able to avoid your truth, your magnificence, your light, your purpose, your support, the infinite numbers of places that the miraculous is already aligned for you. But the old must go, the old must burn, and you must enter it willing, ready, desiring that flame, desiring that transmutation, desiring it with all of your heart. It is not the master of me. No one has ever burned me at the stake. No one has ever done that, because nothing is outside of me. That came from me. I chose that experience. I learned from that experience. I call on that experience now. And as we merge together in this now moment, we gather our strength. We gather our priestesses. We gather our power and our wisdom of fire medicine. We call on the sacred fire of 2026, the masculine powers of the fire horse, the freedom, the strength, the independence, the nobility, the independence. We call on the fire of 2027, the fire goat, the feminine energy, the humor, the steadiness, the ability to climb any mountain, to never, ever leave, never be knocked over, pure steadiness, earth or anywhere. And the fire of the new fire of Chikaban, the 52 era of peace that will come after this. We are here to prepare. We are here to lay down in the flames, because the flames are our friend. The flames is an element we now reclaim our wisdom and our power to, from. All around me, like the dragonfly, I enter the flame, becoming one with it, embracing it, desiring it. I do not feel pain. I do not see it as bad. I see it as my willingness to finally step into that initiation, the fire priestess initiation. In the darkest, tensest, most intense energies this planet has ever seen, you now come one with the fire. You know what you're here for. You breathe it in. You give it your intentions, your burdens, your fears, your challenges. All of it feels like it's taken from you, and it begins to crackle. You hear it. It is releasing its energy, its power over you. You smell it. You see it glowing. You feel the heat. You feel the different energies coming off of everything. It was all just an illusion. It was all just an energy trapped in a form, creating an experience. Burn the bridges. Burn your past. Burn your mask. Burn your limits. Burn everything you thought you knew. This is the moment to begin again. Now Pluto asks you to please. You cannot be rebirthed if you do not die. You cannot be reborn with your new powers if you do not shed. You cannot see the heights, the light, the beauty that's above if you cling to what's below. Nothing you've been will be left behind if it is valued. Enter the fire. Enter the fire. Enter the fire. As you enter the fire, the beauty of your willingness to become one with the flame, to surrender who you were to the flame, to breathe it in, to embody it. There is no more resistance. There is no more fear. Everything you were disappears. You die to your old body, your old image, your old perspective. You are one with the flame. You are light. You are fire. You are heat. You are sound. You are transmutation. You are the igniting power of life force. You are the kundalini of the serpent. You must now embody the flame, become the flame. The flame can never take you. You walk in it. You find yourself in it in this eternal now moment. Now you realize that as you surrender to the fire, you're surrendering to your soul, to your spirit, to your promise, to your plan, to your powers and your purpose. And there's deep, deep peace here. Deep peace, because transmutation, moving from one reality, one state to another, is a very, very intense yet empowering process. Now realize that you are like a candle. Your body and what you thought your life was one candle, one form, but the candle was made to burn. It was made to melt. It was made to transform. It was made to be used up. It chose to be destroyed from the moment it began. And the minute that it is finished, surrendering completely to the flame, it has no shadow. Surrender to that moment. You are light, pure light, eternal light, only light. The candle, Rumi says, as it diminishes, as it is losing its shape, its form, its identity, as you are now, gathering more and more is not the way. Burn, become light and heat and help. Melt. Melt, melt, melt. Surrender whatever is ready to leave this moment. Whatever is ready to leave in this moment. The fire inside. I am the flame and you are the spark, a blaze ignited in the infinite dark. My soul burns fierce. It cannot contain this boundless longing, this sweet, wild pain. I am the sky, I am the sun, I am the moon, I am the earth, I am the heart of the hearts. I burn away all that is not truth of who I am, here, now, in this moment. Rumi asks for you to complete this fire ceremony by surrendering everything you can and plunging deeper into the fire. Don't hold anything back. He says, a moth plunging into the fire told me, do the same. He was burning, fluttering his wings and telling me, be like this. The oil lamp is filled with oil, its wick is knotted and burning with its broken neck, and at the same time telling me softly, be like this. The candle was burning and melting. It gave itself for heat and suffering. And at the same time, it was telling me, burn and melt like this. Be like me. In this new moon, you have days to keep burning, keep honoring. Light a candle now. Use a stick or incense or anything that you can burn safely by intending that it is filled with everything you have released. As you allow it to burn, you see and sense that the brightness of your inner light is like the sun, is like the detachment, the power of positive ego of Leo, and the strength and the courage to enter the fire, that lion-hearted by surrendering to self-transformation. The moths gather together, tormented by their longing to unite themselves with the candle. Can you feel that longing to the light within you that's ready to be burned away and rebirthed? The moths say, we must find someone to give us the news of that for which we long so earnestly. One of the moths went to a castle, saw the light of a candle within. When he returned, he had no real information, so another moth went, got closer to the light, touched its flames. He too came back and explained something of what the union with the candle meant. But the wise moth said to him, your explanation is really worth no more than your other person's. Now the third moth, Who are you? He threw himself violently into the candle's flame, and as he entered completely into its embrace, his members became glowing red like the flame itself. The wise moth saw from afar that the candle had identified the moth with itself and had given the moth its light. This moth alone understood that to which has attained, none other knows it. I gave you my life, the moth said, the flame. I allowed you to kiss me, said the flame. Now, kiss the flame. Find the flame within you. Burn away all that no longer needs to travel with you. And walk in peace, holding seeds for this new moon that will be planted with these ashes, that will be fed by the past, the power, yes, even the pain, because the burning of your heart burns away, and all that's left is the gem and the jewel. Open your heart to a mystical love affair with your very own self. So as you complete your fire ceremony, you can do it again. You can do it many times. You can do it every day through the new moon. You can do it after we hang up. However, I recommend that you really hold at least 3 to 5 minutes if you can, 3 times a day, or hold it in your mind. See yourself burning your incense, see yourself, and then enter that flame. Become one with it. Imagine it over and over and over. The snake or the spider bite is only poisonous to us because it's very high frequency. We do not vibrate that high, so it is poison. However, you can become immune to it, which really means empowered by it. You can be invited to raise your frequency. So I'm offering my copal into our circle. Take your time. I'm going to share a few slides to help you round out your new moon ceremony. We talked about a few things. Pluto, the alchemist of death and rebirth, but it's important it's not death, and death isn't bad, and it isn't death, this one kind of death. It's death to an old way of being, thinking, doing a million different things. But it's death and rebirth. There's no such thing as one without the other. There's no death and then it's over. So that is the power, is what can you continuously burn? What can you continuously offer to the fire? Eris is that asteroid that is the sister, the awakener of sacred disruption. She's called discord goddess and all that, and I love her because she comes in and says, okay, we're not going to sit here and do status quo. Well, let's make this work. Let's change this. So we're weaving these different aspects together that creates a lot of pressure. You're going to see people in and around you that are going to react with pressure, tension. You're going to have to just, I hear a strange noise. You're going to have to stand in the center. Let it burn away. Let the fire be around you for the next few weeks that burns away everything that comes to you, and give it permission to do that so that you're staying in a purified state. You're staying in the center of your own energy. The pressure from outside isn't going to take you. And what did we really embody today? Don't fear the fire. The first time Spirit offered me this healing to actually choose to walk into the fire, based on how many times I'd been burned at the stake, is quite profound. It's shocking, and it's reversal power. is super healing, because if somebody does something to you that's painful, horrible, and you don't like, then that's always hanging out there that someone else has the power to do that, but it's not true. So if you empower that, if you keep carrying that fear around, like I was, like most people have, you have to not fear the fire. Don't go get mad at somebody. Don't go say, why did I do that? Don't even go and worry about right away figuring out how to become the flame. Just stop fearing it. If you fear it and you go near it, it's full of fear. That's what you're going to experience. So energetically, if your soul is fire and it's igniting now a new level of your being, you want to not be afraid of fire, and you want to invite fire energy, fire medicine, the fire priestesses to come in and help you transmute, to go with the flow as things are transmuting. So you're not here to be consumed. Fear of fire, in any sense, is fear of being consumed. You're surrendering yourself to it. Your desire to become one with it is very profound. It's complete. You're surrendering yourself. Yes, 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 yes. I'm becoming one with this. You're going to purify your old identities, release your fear, your ego. We did all this, emotional entanglements, activate our radiant heart. Oh, goody, we did all this great stuff. So calm, clear, courageous, walk as if you know your worth, walk in love, bow to no illusion, let all of it burn away. We're going to be in some very intense times. Stay tuned. Watch Donna's show. Watch the next show we're doing with Donna. Come join me for the Lionsgate. Come join me for the UK Stonehenge retreat. We have a few spots left. And also December and next March here in Maya Land, some very, very epic, amazing guests, Mayan priests and Maria and everything. So in this sacred circle, you have brought all that you are, and you've remembered that you're not alone. And we've done this together in a sacred ceremony. So you've been rebirthed. You've been through a transmutation. You've been through a fire ceremony. You've been through a fire initiation. So make sure that you do your own little ceremony. Right now, my intention into my copal was exactly what we talked about. So I'm going to leave it here. It's going to keep burning away for a little while until it feels to me like it has burned away, and then use the copal energies of protection and seeing through the dark and all the other really powerful energies of it are going to be a part of what I just burned away. That gives me clarity to see who I've become, where I am going, what's happening next, and clarity to plant seeds of light. So I want you to plant seeds of light, because seeds of light are going to give you rebirthing, light pathways. You can't be reborn to do the same thing. Okay. So here's a little details. 2 degrees of Leo new moon. It makes an opposition to Pluto. It's projecting. A lot of people are going to be projecting. You're going to want to project. They're going to project lies on each other. They're going to be like, you're doing wrong while they're doing that exact thing, right? Okay, that's what's going on, that energy. We talked about Pluto being death and rebirth. Let things die, see what's in a cycle, see what's coming back. If there's an opposition to the moon, okay, and this is a new moon, the opposition is to your new wishes, your emotions. So go into a place where you can step out of your emotions. Now we're having a sextile to Uranus. Uranus is the planet of disruption, of sudden change. So our paths are opening to take you to your destiny, all while there could be argument around you. Should I take the path? Shouldn't I take the path? Maybe you've got all this tension happening around you, whether it's directly to you or it's like, oh, I need to go to this retreat, but nothing's lining up. This could be a reflection right now of this moon. What does it mean? It means be in it, stay in it, come back, do the fire ceremony, call on the element of fire to burn things away. This is a very powerful magic. It's science. This is deep science. That's what science is. We've got a trine, which makes things very easy, of Saturn and Neptune. And what that means is Saturn like structure. Saturn wants you to do it right. Saturn wants you to wait and double check things. And Neptune is dreamy and intuitive and boundaryless, while Saturn wants the structure. So it's making it easy for the structure to come in. It's making it easy for the intuitive to come in. So there's a very unusual energy of the blueprint that's here for you. Your wish life could get structure and inspiration and dream energy right now. Borders are dissolving. Compromise only to stay in your space and watch where the resistance is coming up without any reason. Okay, die to Pluto. Neptune is going to help you have your direction. So you're going to be dying to the old, having the direction, the structure. You can move very quickly here. Things can be burned. Your path can be burned away in front of you and behind you for protection. You can call on these energies, these fire priestesses, in any way. Saturn is revealing your path, and others are offering steps, step by step. The elements of this major planets, as they're lining up, are part of those new moon seeds that you're planting. So the progress you can make in this rare energy is you've got to stay aware and not get pulled into, why is this a weird time? Why is this a difficult time? Why do I feel tensions? Be with it. All right. Then stay tuned, because the Lionsgate is August 8th, but there's a very rare minor grand trine that's going to go into something called a kite pattern that either Donna already talked about or she's going to talk about here. And it's very intense, and it's all around the 8th. So from about the 5th to the 11th, or you could just say the first 2 weeks of August, the intense energy is, to me, a sacred invitation energy that you're being asked to stand in your light, to embody your love no matter what's happening around you, and you stay in your heart with that courage, but not to attack anyone, not to fight anyone, not to even need to protect yourself, but to have the courage to stand in the flame, to know yourself, to know the flame, to know the next level of peace, the next level of power. What if everybody's running around blaming each other, and you're standing in the middle of all that chaos as a pillar of peace? Whew, excuse me. Awesome ceremony. Oh, you're so welcome, Magus Michael, for the activation. Excuse me. That happens a lot when I do this kind of work. It reaches a point where I have to sneeze, and this tickles, and my throat chakra goes open, and it's going up the back of my nose. Oh, okay. So I think we've touched on everything you really need to know about. Draw on the Leo energy, fire energy. Remember, Leo loves itself. Leo, it doesn't feel doubt. Leo doesn't understand not thinking you're worthy. Leo doesn't understand not being good enough. Leo just stands there like this, like a bonfire, like, whoa, isn't life great? But it isn't about being over. And that Leo lion energy was really applied to kings or to courageous people, which meant back then that you killed a lot of people. And now it's applied to the courage to be yourself amidst this, the courage to choose something higher, a light, a courage to receive the gold light every day to replenish you, because there is a lot going on, and it is requiring your focus. And this right now, these first 2 weeks, or this between the new moon and the full moon, is very, very intense. Okay, very, very intense. So we're entering a cosmic firestorm, or we're actually in it, but it's not something to fear, because if you are the flame, then you don't fear the flame. So rebirth, chaos, deep emotional pressure, leading you to become the clear crystal of infinite power. So I want to let you know I'm very excited. Next week, I'm going to have a live show with Trudy. And Trudy Woodcock is, if you saw my show the other day, make sure you watch it, with Miguel Angel. Miguel Angel is a Mayan priest here that I'm working with. I'm writing books with. I'm doing some foundation work around preserving Mayan elders. This is a passion and my path, really big time. And this is me at Uxmal, the Sacred Feminine University. This is the Pyramid of the Moon, right next to the schools of the priestesses. And Trudy has worked with Miguel Angel for 20 years or so, and she channels Lady Sac Cook, who is a high priestess from Palenque, which is an ancient, very famous ancient Mayan site. And she's been channeling Lady Cook for a very long time, and she brings through very powerful messages. We're co-creating some projects together. There is a retreat that you can come to that they are putting on, and I'm going to be at every day helping with ceremony. I'm going to be there doing a whole day of my own presentation, weaving into the other ones, supporting the ceremonies. It's very beautiful. It's very high level ceremonial Mayan wisdom, very soft but powerful, deep preparation for the time of the fire, the Chikaban. So Trudy's going to come on. We're going to talk about Lady Cook because she's going to be there too. She's going to be sharing some messages from Lady Cook. So that's going to be July 31st at noon, and we're going to be live. I'm super excited. Then we're going to have also, I think this is coming out, Shamanic Sound and Voice Bath with Shannon, and that's really, really beautiful. So make sure that you check that out. And Intuition Awakening Summer Camp. This is the time. There's just nothing else to say. If you want to amplify, truly take advantage of what's happening right now, this will get you there. There's so many people who've catapulted their life, and you don't even know how it's going to unfold. So join us. Let us know. We've got spots still right now. We start on Friday. You get all the replays. And yes, there's people who sign up who can't come live all the time. And that's okay. You know, it's on a Friday and a Saturday over and over for several weeks now. And then we have usually one catch-up session where people who maybe can't go live, we do it at a different time. It's a very loving community. It's a very beautiful place to come. And here's where you go to check out Maria and I, the Secrets of Stonehenge. They are changing the rules at these sacred sites so fast. Maria's been going here for her whole life. She takes tours here. She does documentaries here. The BBC, the History Channel, Gaia TV, they hire her to go there. They rent out the place to film ancient civilizations. She does a lot with them as well on Gaia. So she has her book, Secrets of Stonehenge, which got turned into a documentary. It came out last year. All of this means we're going there with somebody who knows this place, knows the history of it, knows what it was built for. It's a goddess temple, the first two phases, knows where the energies are. What if a man or a woman created this stone, what it's made of, what the energy is at the moment. We're going on the full moon, we're going on the high moon, we're going on the lunar eclipse. We're going to be going to lots of sites like this with her. What's really profound is that we have private access, and yet every time she goes, there's some new rule that they have. There's some new rule that limits, something about what you do. And this is happening here too. And I think this is going to keep happening for a while before it goes the other way. And we have to overwhelm the world with our vision that we have access to these sacred sites in a sacred way for what they were meant to be used for. And that's part of our divine birthright on this planet. So I recommend highly that you come to this retreat now, because I don't even know if next year we will do our best to get private access. But normally you have to just stand far away. It's 12:12. Beforehand, we're going to do all the work with the goddesses, with the wells and the waters and the heart chakra and Guinevere. And it's incredible. Incredible the amount of heart healing energy that's going to happen here. We're going to do this, then we're going to go all these stone circles with Maria. We're going to be speaking to the ancient goddesses, being the voice for them, activating our wisdom, opening ourselves, doing sacred ceremony. You're going to be learning how to become the person that lives in the new world, because the world is shedding too. So the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp is vital, to my opinion, for your next step in anything that you're doing, because we have to up-level ourselves into a place where we have more capacity, we have more trust, we have more faith, we have more of our senses online. Oh, yes. So before we go, and thank you for being here with me, I truly appreciate you, is remembered what we did earlier. It was interesting because the beginning part, when they were like, okay, imagine, stand there, put the bundle, burn that, what happens to it, was showing you to realize that anything like you, this body, this cup, this sage, it was a sage. It knew how to be a sage. It was a leaf, it was a plant, it was a tree, it lived, it knew all of that. Now it's dried and it's burning and it's surrendering its essence to the flame. It doesn't have a choice but to send the essence. And that is so purifying because it now loses its sense that it's only a leaf, that it's only white sage, because it's divine, it's part of the infinite. And it surrenders it. And then what's left is this essence that feeds the earth. And that's who you are too. But then you have an intuitive activation there. As I was having you look at it, do you feel it? Do you feel the heat? Are you hearing the crackle? Are you smelling that sense? How is it coming to you? That's activating your intuitive senses. That's helping you practice. There's a level of telepathy that needs to be normal amongst us, and I want that to happen for you and everyone else. Okay. Hi, Holly. Celia. Thank you, everybody. Lots of love. Wonderful, wonderful new moon. And I will see you in the intuition class on Friday.